The retail market in New York is strong, but retail started to get negatively impacted 3-4 years before the rest of the market started to get impacted. And so generally, retail rents have stopped falling, leasing activities picking up, investor demand has been back for 4 or 5 months, retail is strong. Then we get to the two biggest categories in the city, which the multifamily world changed in New York very profoundly in June of 2019 when our rent laws changed. The rent laws have always been very anti-owner, but they really went far against owners' interest in June of 2019. And then COVID, et cetera. And now we've had some new legislation that has gone against owners. So that is a sector in which values have been very challenged. Just about every refi is a cash-in refi, and there's going to be significant turnover in that space. And the political headwinds are probably going to go further against owners before they start to turn around. With regard to the office sector, generally people say, oh, office in New York is not good. That's not true. New construction Class A office is doing relatively well. It seems like if you build a new office building anywhere in the city, you're going to get triple-digit rents and have a lot of demand from tenants. It's the B and C office that's really getting crushed. And I think what you're seeing, buildings that had sold for $700 or $800 a foot several years ago are now trading for $300 a foot and even down to $200 a foot, and some below $200 a foot. So that's creating all kinds of fundamental problems in that sector. What is creating what economists will refer to as a negative feedback loop is that the folks who paid $700 or $800 for their building that have $400 a foot in debt on it are now competing for tenants with people who have a cost basis of $200 a foot. There's no way they can compete effectively for tenants. So I think we're going to see significant turnover in that B and C office category. And so what we have right now is a situation where up until about 6 to 9 months ago, I'd always said that the S&L crisis in the early 90s was the best buying opportunity I've ever seen. Today, it's the best buying opportunity I've ever seen in my career, 40 years in New York. Values are, you have buildings selling at a price per square foot that they sold at 20, 25 years ago. And people will say to me, hey, Knakal, you're telling everybody it's the best buying opportunity because you're a broker, you want to see stuff trade. But at the same time, I'm telling every single seller not to sell today. Unless you have to sell, unless you have a very compelling strategic reason to sell, do not sell today. The buying opportunity is really, I think, unparalleled. And I think that 5 or 6 years from today, people will look back and say, oh, I was so foolish. I should have bought everything in sight in New York City in 2024 and 2025. Why didn't I do that? And, to buy property takes two things. It takes courage. Unlike the S&L crisis where nobody had capital and nobody had courage today, a lot of people have capital, but they don't have the courage. And I think those people that have the courage that are out there buying today are going to make generational buys of a lifetime.